and she did it all with silence. Vera was glowing. Her lace gown shimmered like the sun had melted on her chest. She adjusted her head tie and checked herself twice in the cracked mirror. "Kamzi," she barked. "Clean this house before we return. The water drums are empty. Fill them. Gather firewood. Wash the plates. Sweep everywhere. If I come back and see one fly dancing on my floor, you'll sleep outside." Kamzi swallowed hard, then said softly, "Mummy, since I'm not allowed to participate, can I at least come and watch?" Vero turned sharply, her eyes flared. "Watch what? So you can disgrace your father in public? Don't let me slap your destiny back to the bush. Stay here and do what I said." Kamzi lowered her head. "Yes, Ma." As Vero and Oma joined the flood of villagers heading to the palace, Kamzi quietly picked up her jerrycan. The road was empty. Not a single soul in sight. Chickens were hiding. Even the wind held its breath. It was so quiet, Kamzi could hear her own feet whisper against the dirt road. When she reached the stream, she bent down and began scooping water with her small bowl into her jerrycan. Her arms moved slowly, like her bones were made of wet sticks. Then, she heard footsteps. She looked up sharply. A man was walking toward the stream. He was dressed simply a white shirt rolled at the sleeves and brown trousers. He had no crown, no guards, no air of importance. Just a smile, a warm one. He bent and splashed water on his face, sighed deeply, then looked at her. "Good afternoon," he said. Kamzi flinched slightly, startled. "Good afternoon, sir. Please, can I have some water to drink?" Without hesitation, she fetched clean water from the clearest part of the stream and handed it to him in a leaf bowl. He drank and smiled again. "Thank you." "You're welcome, sir." There was a short pause. "Are you from the city?" she asked. He smiled. "Yes, sort of. I'm here for the bride selection ceremony." "No wonder I haven't seen you before," she said, dusting her skirt. "You should go quickly. The dancing will soon start." "They can start without me," he said. She frowned. "Why?" He looked directly into her eyes. "Because I've already seen someone more interesting than a dance." Kamzi was confused. She tried to smile, but it came out crooked. "You're alone," he said. "Why aren't you at the palace?" She hesitated, then spoke with a dry chuckle. "They said the palace is not for people like me. I've been told I'm careless, cursed, that I should know my place." He frowned. "And what is your place?" She gave a small, tired smile. "Fetching water and sweeping." There was something about her voice, so calm, so defeated. It shook something in him. He stepped closer. "You're a beautiful girl. If the prince doesn't pick you, he must be blind." She laughed, but it wasn't loud. "How can the prince ever see me? We're from different worlds. Anyway, I hope he chooses my younger sister, Oma. She's beautiful, and she has a kind heart." The man stared at her like he was seeing an angel hidden in dirt. He took the jerrycan from her hand. "You don't have to do that," she protested. "Handsome men like you don't carry things. And beautiful women like you shouldn't be stressed either," he replied. They argued for 5 minutes. He won. He lifted the jerrycan and followed her. They fetched water, talked about the city, about pizza, cinema, roads with lights, and air that didn't smell of firewood. Kamzi smiled like a child imagining heaven. "I wish I could see the city one day," she said. "The city is tough, Kamzi. Tougher than this village. Then pounding yam at midnight and carrying firewood at dawn." They both laughed. He followed her to the stream 5 times, carried every keg. She watched him and smiled secretly. No one had ever helped her that much, not even her own father. When they got home, he grabbed a broom and tried to sweep. She burst out laughing. "No, no, bend your waist. You can't sweep with straight legs." He bent awkwardly. They laughed again. "Are you hungry?" she asked. "I don't have city food, but I can make roasted yam and sauce. Please, I will even wash plate if you do," he replied like a boy. She roasted yam. She made spicy palm oil sauce with onions. They sat on a mat and ate together. He licked his fingers. She laughed again, but when she heard a dog bark in the distance, her smile dropped. "Please go," she whispered. "If my stepmother comes back and sees you here, or if neighbors see us, it'll become a scandal." He nodded, stood, smiled at her one last time. As he walked away, he kept looking back like he forgot something. Meanwhile, at the palace, chaos. The prince was missing. He hadn't shown his face even once all through the ceremony. The girls had danced like their lives depended on it, and for some it did. Oma had changed into the wrapper Vero stole from Kamzi. She glowed like fire under the sun. Her hips swung like she practiced in front of a mirror for years. Vero danced too, in the audience, boasting and pointing. "My daughter will win. Look at her. She's the moon." Mothers were whispering, "Maybe the prince is hiding and watching secretly. They said he likes humble girls. Is that one humble? No, but her body is speaking in tongues." After the dance, the royal guard came forward. "The chosen bride will be visited in a few days," he announced. "Royal items will be sent to her home." Oma was proud. Vero was certain. The crowd dispersed, hopeful, anxious. But in the palace, that evening, the king was pacing like a lion. Prince Ifeanyi walked with a bright smile plastered across his face, like he held the key to solving world-hungry problem. "Where have you been?" the king roared. "We organized all this, and you disappeared. How do you want to choose a bride if you don't show face?" Prince Ifeanyi stood calmly. His shirt was slightly wrinkled, his feet still dusty from the village roads. "I already found her, father." "What? Who?" "Kamzi," he said softly. "She lives in Chief Okuru's compound. She gave me water when I was thirsty. She carried firewood like it was nothing. She smiled through pain. She made roasted yam with sauce, and she laughed at my sweeping. Her heart, it's rare." The king looked at his son for a long time. Then he smiled. "If she's who you say she is, then we found our queen." He turned to the guards. "Send items to her family tomorrow. Let her bride price be paid." The town was still anxious from the ceremony the previous day. People couldn't stop whispering. Who would the prince choose? Whose daughter had captured the royal heart? Inside one compound, a mother hissed as she pointed at her daughter like a local referee. "You are a disgrace. You couldn't even bend your waist like I taught you. Didn't you see Oma? Didn't you see how she was whining waist like fish? Yet you stood like dried stockfish." "Mama, I tried." "Which stupid try? Just pray a good man comes from the city to marry you, else I will marry you off to Uzo the hunter so you can enjoy suffering with your full chest."